So, hello Will, hello Marina. I hope you're both doing okay. I have not played this game in a week. So, do not expect the run. Yeah, I may have gone to sleep at a less than ideal time. I think ended up with like 3 hours maybe. Yeah, not ideal. Yeah. It was slightly late. Oh well. I'm sure it will be fine. Nothing to worry about. I really don't know, I just always stay awake for really long at night. Because when it's night, there's nothing like else to do, I don't know. Could probably sleep, but I always just stay up. Because I find it difficult to go to sleep unless I actually like am tired. So if it's like 1 AM but I'm not like really feeling tired, then I'll just stay up. Like regardless of how early I need to be up the next day. So yeah, really not the best idea. At least I remember how to fight at least one boss. Yeah, like, I can never go to sleep like until I actually feel tired. I can't just be like, oh yeah, I need to go to bed at like midnight and then just go. Like if I'm wide awake at midnight, I'm staying up. So even if I need to get up at like say 7 AM or something, I'll be up until 3 or 4. And then I'll basically just take the hit and be tired all day. I mean, say once I actually like go to bed, I'm quite good at falling asleep. But you know, I'll just like stay up on my computer until I feel tired. But once I actually go to bed, then I do just actually tend to go to sleep and not like stay awake for much longer. You're playing darts. Were you trying to... Was this your like Project Litzler project? You know, to try and win the world championship, whatever it is. Like, is this the start of your training sequence? Yeah, I haven't played darts in a long time. Although there's probably still the holes in the wall at our old house that we moved out of like 9 years ago from when my brother and I used to play. Because we put a lot of dents in the wall. So yeah, we weren't any good. We had a dartboard, we sometimes used it, we weren't any good at it. Ten of you each round, that just sounds like... I mean, it sounds fun, but at the same time it just seems like you'd have to wait like an hour between turns. I'm sure it was a good time though. I say I've only played darts like a couple of times. Oh, least points is eliminate. Oh, okay, so it's not like... So it wasn't like full legs or whatever. So I guess, yeah, it wouldn't have taken like 5 hours. I mean, yeah, if my friends and I tried to play darts, like proper darts, we would be there for an hour trying to hit a double, trying to finish. Like, we fucking suck, so... Woo, first try Gyobu. After not playing for a week. The Opiate Soul's absolute dog shit at darts. That's the one. Oh, hello Madhu, hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm doing okay. Haven't played Sekiro in a week, and first one we've made it past one of the hardest bosses in the run. Almost got a deathless run. Where did you lose it to then? So remember you said that you lost one to Sword Saint, I think it was. Did you have a second one get close then? Yeah, the two headless in Fountainhead Palace, I cannot fight for my life. I absolutely hate those two. I mean, completely understandable to lose the run to them. They're just awful. And yeah, we finished off the Elden Ring 1.00 like playthrough yesterday. Basically went and did all of the other optional stuff and then spent like half an hour on the final boss. Because the final boss in the original version is even more dog shit than it is in the current version. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think the two headless in Fountainhead are probably the hardest mini-bosses in the game. No! Rip the Gyobu streak? What am I on? Rip the ball streak. I mean, that was me being cocky. That wasn't Ball doing anything like unfair. I was just being dumb. But oh well. That ruined the streak of, I think, like 15 balls in a row or something like that. I mean, yeah, I hitless phase 1 Melania because basically, like, the first attempt I had at her, she just busted out her most annoying moves, like, back to back. And all the new stuff, I say new stuff, I guess all the old stuff that I hadn't seen before. And then the second attempt, she just didn't do any of it. So... you know, she instant waterfouled at like max HP, and then did her like old cut waterfoul. Killed me on my first attempt, and then the second attempt she just did neither. And it was just a like normal current patch Melania fight. Also, yeah, Elden Beast with a holy weapon is not great. Yeah, I remember that. Because you said to me that, like, oh yeah, I'll be back at, like, 10:30 or something. And then, I mean, it's perfectly fine, you know, like, I guess I don't, because, you know, I don't see my friends, like, super often, like, in person. So whenever we do meet up, we always just spend probably, like, 8 hours or something, like, all together. But normally it, like, always goes on for longer than we expect. Because I see a ton of them individually, but we very rarely, like, all meet up. Okay. Now let me just move this. Yeah, the underwater Headless in Fountainhead is definitely hardest mini-boss in the game. I'm trying to think if there's another one for me that comes close. Because the other underwater Headless I think is fine. And Headless in general I think are fine. I think Shichiman Warriors I'm also really bad at. Yeah, I don't think it's Miss Noble. I think Miss Noble is probably on the easier end of mini-bosses. Just a hunch. I think maybe the Shichiman Warriors, I would say, like, the next hardest mini-bosses for me. So like, I don't think they're necessarily too difficult, like, on their own, but it's all of the terror build-up that you have to worry about that I can just never deal with. I mean, in all honesty, I don't find Demon of Hatred that difficult anymore. Like, first playthrough, it was by far the hardest boss for me, but I don't actually find it that difficult anymore. I'm going to be honest, I'm not actually too worried about Demon of Hatred when we move on to All Memories. I think the boss I'm most worried about is still Lady Butterfly. Yeah, I guess, like, nights, like, when you go out and meet up with friends, I guess generally, like, the later stages are always better because you're and like you've seen each other again for a bit, you're back to just sort of like joking around as you do. You know, you're not so much like you've done all the like hi, haven't seen you in ages type stuff. Just sort of getting more comfortable around them again. Also, when you're slightly older and, you know, the alcohol starts to work in, that also helps. So that's the thing, because I think, like, I have, I guess, the core of people that I normally meet up with, that there's, like, 6 of us that we sometimes, like, meet up together semi-frequently. But getting, like, the entire group of, like, 10 of us together takes quite a lot of planning. So it happens very rarely. Oh my god, he did the fucking quick attack. I hate that attack with a passion. I can never react to it fast enough. I can never react to that fast enough. Finished Iron Keep and Grave of Saints. Nice. Yeah, so actually, if you wanted to, I would say don't, but if you wanted to, you could do one of the DLCs. I would absolutely say don't, but you could. Yeah, the only, like, difficult thing about Old Iron King is that, like, gap in the arena. Like, the pretty small platform, then there's just a gap in it. Which I don't think I ever fell down, but definitely know it's something that a lot of people have died to. Yeah, the key you got in the forest, like the Iron Key or whatever it's called, opens the thing after Old Iron King. And that's one of the DLCs. From what I can remember, I think 2 of the DLCs are quite easy to get to. And then the 3rd one is a bit more convoluted. Like, I can remember where the key is, but I can't remember how you get to it. So I don't really remember how my fights against Iron King went. I think I've only done it twice, and that was also got to be like 2.5 years ago at this point. Yeah, the key from the Salamander Pit opens the one at Old Iron King. And then there'll be a similar like place to use a different key after another of the major bosses. And then there'll be a third place that you can find. Oh, can you? I've never actually known that there was a key to actually get into the Salamander Pit. I've always just jumped down. So I wasn't aware that there was actually a key. Don't hit me. Oh, that door. Yeah, I know the door you mean, but I've never opened it. That's where that goes. Okay. Yeah, I've never opened that door. Also, holy fuck. I guess I kind of just completely forgot that door existed. So I remember like walking past it on the way to Last Giant, but I never remember going back to try and open it. Interesting. I guess I didn't really explore like most of the DS2 side paths, or some of them anyway. So there's a lot of stuff that I saw and would have been like, oh yeah, I should come back to that at some point, and just never came back to it. And I actually really like that DS2 at the start is like entirely open. Because as soon as you get to Majula, there's like, what, 4 different paths you can take. And then even after you get to like one of the other areas, they all split off into like 2 or 3 paths. What am I doing? Why did I go down here? Okay, I guess we're doing double canyon skip. Why did I go down there? I want to say that was muscle memory, but I haven't done that in a year. Yeah, I can't remember half of the keys you need to get through Forest, or to get through DS2 in general. I think there's quite a lot of like locked doors and things. Back at Hirata in another Deathless. It's going pretty well then. Probably pretty close to the end. Or do you do Hirata like really early? So I like doing Hirata at the end. Okay, don't do the quick attack this time. No, why do I always do this? Where are we going, Yobu? Fuck. It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, I'll explore like most of the area the first time I go there. I'll explore most of an area the first time I go there, but I'm not gonna... But I don't really like go back there like after I've cleared it. I sort of do it once and then, you know, if it's blocking off an entire area, like new area, then I'll go and do that, but I won't like go back to check like a couple items. Yeah, that was a hit. I pressed the button too early. I mean, I wasn't necessarily being cocky there, I just messed up. That wasn't like with Ball, where I was trying to do it way quicker than I should have done. That was just me screwing up a deflect. Lady Butterfly's Ultra State. Nice. Yeah, I mean... I honestly have more issue with the first Hirata than the second one. I think it's probably just because I find Lady Butterfly a more difficult fight than Father Owl. At least for Hitless anyway. Yeah, the gutter isn't a great area. Just make sure you have a torch. But if you have a torch, then it's not too bad. But it's still pretty bad. I know there is like a really cool skip you can do in Gutter where you just skip like half the level. But I don't know how you do it. Yeah, you just go to a bonfire and then you have an option to light torch. But you just need to make sure that you never put it away, otherwise it will go out. Because, you know, you can't just take a lit torch out of your pocket when you want. Like, personally, I actually really like the torch mechanic in DS2. I actually kind of like the idea of having to light it at a bonfire and then it having a fixed time frame. Because it's a fixed time frame, but it's long enough that you can kind of do what you want. You know, you shouldn't really be running out of time. I think I actually prefer it to the other games where you just, say, take a torch out of your pocket. Hello? Okay. Wolf got stuck. I mean, yeah, I get the convenience of, like, just having the torch lit, but... I don't know, I actually kind of prefer the DS2 method. Okay, oh well... The best method, I say, is definitely Elden Ring. Where you can buy a lantern that you can just have, like, hooked to your person. So that you have a light, but you can still two-hand things. But I think for Dark Souls, I actually like the S2's torch. Not this shit again. And the lantern would have been really helpful for my 1.0 run from yesterday, but the merchant that normally sells the lantern just did not exist. Like, if that merchant was actually there, it would have been fine, but... Okay, still got away with it. Still just about got away with it. But how far into the run are you then? If you haven't resurrected yet? Like, in terms of main story, how far have you gotten? Also, I just thought that I should probably turn that down. Oh, you're at the drunkards area. That's a pretty good start then, especially if you haven't resurrected at all. Just remember to make sure you get as many prayer beads as you can for your vitality. Ah yes, you're still doing DS2 Hitless, are you? Uh-huh. Ah, you will. Now, why do I not believe that? Just out of curiosity, why do I not believe that? I mean, yeah, even if you're not, like, really taking damage on most mini-bosses, it's still... I'd say it's still worth getting, like, vitality just for safety. Okay, that was a greedy as fuck hit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know why I don't believe you that you're still on DS2 Hitless. I don't know. It could be because it's the first playthrough. It could also be because you've literally messaged me saying, I keep dying at this place, how do I get past it? That might also be a bit of a giveaway. Yeah, just the fact that you've said, how do I get past this place that I keep dying at, is a pretty good indication that you're not doing Hitless. I mean, you might be. You might just be faking, but... All I'm going to say is, after watching you fight mid-ear, I don't think you're on DS2 Hitless. So... After the time I've spent watching you fight Soul of Cinder, Midir and Gale, I don't believe it. Oh, I'm absolutely going to bring Midir into this. Or just DS3 in general. Of course you did. I'll take your word for it. I'll believe you. Okay, don't get cocky this time. Just chase the ball around like normal, nothing stupid. Okay, run into a wall. How are you not running into a wall from that? Thank you. Okay, how did I not get the death blow from... How did I not get a death blow from that? I'm stood right next to you with the fucking red marker on screen. And I'm pressing R1. How is that not doing a death blow? That is exactly what I did. And it just didn't believe me. Fucking dog shit. So apparently now I can be stood in the normal spot with the death blow like right on screen for like 5 seconds. I can press R1 and it just doesn't do anything. Cool game. Cool game. Well, I guess we're doing tutorial again. You seem to remember having to kill Solar Cinder yourself because I died. You seem to remember that I was no-hitting the entire first phase to let you do the second phase with full heals. You're forgetting the part where I was getting you to the second phase and you were doing nothing. And when you were close to dying on phase 2, I would run over and hit Soul of Cinder once to draw aggro so that you had time to run away and heal. You forgetting that bit? Or... You're forgetting any of those parts, Will? Or are you just remembering like the one attempt where I died right at the end? Nice. Killed Drunkard. That means Lady Butterfly next. Got a major boss up. Hopefully you'll get Lady Butterfly. I mean, it can definitely be a scary fight, but... don't think it's too bad to do Deathless. You have a selective memory? I figured. Yeah, I think Lady Butterfly Deathless is pretty straightforward. Like, Hitless, it's an absolute nightmare, but I think Deathless, it's nice and easy. I mean, I didn't jump off the bridge because of True Monk. I jumped off the bridge in the True Monk fight. Yeah. It wasn't because of True Monk. No. Okay, I'm seriously, I'm still really fucking salty about that. I'm still so annoyed about that hit ages ago to the True Monk head stomp. What do you mean you don't make a new game file, Madhu? Do you mean you're doing like New Game Plus or? I don't really get what you mean. Okay, Will, I will go to Wales and bring my PlayStation copy of Sekiro with me so that I can just sit down and watch you die to True Monk. I will bring you a copy of Sekiro just to watch you try fighting it. Because I really want to see you try. Just for the shits and giggles. Yeah, you are doing New Game Plus. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I felt you meant, but... I guess, yeah, Vitality is really important then for New Game Plus. Because everything will do a ton extra damage. I mean, I really would like to see it though, Will, just for the laugh. Just see you try and play Sekiro. I mean, I'm sure you'll probably play it at some point, I guess. If you're sort of... I mean, you're on your last Dark Souls game, so... Oh, yeah, it's on the list at some point, yeah. Yeah, I can see the last message, Madhu. You don't need to mention it. I can see that... I mean, you know, difficulty stops increasing, I think, NG plus 7, so... Being NG plus 31 is irrelevant. It just means that you'll probably have had the opportunity to get more attack power. Are you going to do Sekiro or Bloodborne first? Or even Elden Ring, I guess. Because yeah, you can't do Demon Souls because you don't have a PS3 or 5, but... Which one are you thinking of doing first? I think Sekiro Platinum has probably the second highest amount of farming. Maybe DS2's is higher. DS3 definitely has the most farming. Then I think the second highest is between DS2 and Sekiro. Also, I'm trying not to accidentally walk into this fire. I think the easiest platinum is Elden Ring, like without question. The S1's is also pretty straightforward. The S2 and Sekiro have some farming in them. Definitely more than the S1, but not quite as much as the S3. And then Bloodborne... Oh boy, the Bloodborne Platinum. You suggested to do a boss video, which one would be? Let's say Demon. Kinda want to see Demon. Yeah, the Bloodborne Platinum is definitely something. I can't remember how much farming is in Demon Souls Platinum. Because okay, well, I haven't got Demon Souls Platinum, but I've got everything I can get without going online. Because I think I'm missing like 2 trophies, which are both online ones. I can't remember Demon Souls Platinum. I know you need to farm some like, materials, but... I don't think it's too bad. Bloodborne Platinum is very easy, except for one trophy. There is one boss that is right at the end of a like very, very long chain of like dungeons and areas and farming items and all this stuff that gives you a trophy. And it also includes some really difficult bosses to get to. Basically, Bloodborne has... I'm trying not to get hit here. Bloodborne has... So it has its normal game, but then it has this side content called Chalice Dungeons, which are like random procedurally generated like dungeons So you make them in your world, and they'll be completely random to someone else's world, like in layout. And it has those, and basically there's a long line of chalice dungeons you need to go through. So like if I beat this first dungeon, then I get an item that lets me go to the second one. Beating that one lets me go to a third one, and so on, so on. So on top of that, you need to farm the items to get into each of the next dungeons. Because it's not just a one item thing, there are also like consumables that you need to farm. And at the very end of like 7 chalices is one boss that drops a trophy for beating it. Okay, don't troll me this time. Thank you. I'm pretty sure it's Owl that kills Wolf at Hirata. I'm pretty sure he like gives you the key and then comes up and backstabs you. I'm not certain, but I think it's Owl. I mean, in fairness, Bloodborne is very cheap. You can get it for like if you buy a physical copy, you can get it for 4 or 5 quid. And yes, we actually have a run past ball, which is quite something for today. Wales has started to play. Oh, is it Six Nations on right now? I don't follow rugby. But I'm aware that there's like some tournament on at the moment. Is it Six Nations or just like some international tournament? Yeah, it is Six Nations, okay. Because I don't follow rugby. I'm just kind of aware of its existence. Like, I know who the Six Nations are, and that's about it. Also, do you only follow, like, the international stuff, then? I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, my knowledge doesn't even go that far. Like, I say I can name the 6 nations, but I can't even be like which ones are supposed to be good or anything. I don't think I've ever watched like a full rugby match, or even like a half. Like even when England were in like the finals of stuff, I didn't watch it. I mean, in fairness, I think that's a lot of teams in a lot of sports. Like on their day, they're really, really good, but sometimes they're just, well, just when they're not on their day. I doubt that's exclusive to Wales rugby. Yeah, that does happen quite a lot where a team has like a really good group stage in a tournament and everyone's like, oh yeah, they're playing really well. They're now like one of the favourites, look how well they're playing. And then like the round of 16 or quarterfinals or something, they just get absolutely destroyed. It's sometimes funny to watch as well, especially when it's not like your like nation or your team, and people are like, oh yeah, this team's doing really well, and then they get destroyed. Like if it is your team, it's really sad, but oh my god, where am I going? Well, it's taken us over an hour, but we're past Genichiro. Oh boy. Oh boy. How the fuck does this happen? Why is the dog even chasing me? Why are they even chasing me here? But literally, I was just running and I think I just ran into this for a bit for some reason. And then the dog caught up. Dude, I'm such a fucking idiot. How am I able to throw a run like that? That's the second time I've been hit by a random ass enemy in the dungeon that I didn't even think could hit me. I mean, this is kind of what I get for not playing Sekiro for a week and not doing any sort of practice or warm-up. But at least when Tuesday comes around again, we'll be back fully on the grind and I will have actually practiced stuff. How am I so good at fucking up the most basic things? Like, even like the bull and things like that. Oh yes, the final boss of the S2 Hitless. I mean, you haven't even done like the first half of the game. I just skipped straight to the final boss. Share the glitch. Need to see the glitch. Well, normally the way this works is I get hit in all of these improbable places, and then I'm like, you know, oh yeah, we're not getting hit by actual bosses anymore, we're just getting hit by these random enemies. You know, so we're really close and all this sort of stuff. The difference is today I am getting hit by random enemies. And bosses. Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah. You killed like 30 bosses in 5 minutes. Makes sense. Dude, I just need to fucking practice some shit again. Yeah, I mean, there are, what, 41 bosses, if you include the DLC. DS2 has more bosses than Demon Souls and Bloodborne combined. I guess technically like major bosses. Because I guess if you wanted to, you could count like all of the Chalice dungeon bosses in Bloodborne. Yeah, so if you don't count everything in the Chalice dungeons, so if you only count like the main Bloodborne game, then Demon Souls has 18 bosses, and Bloodborne, including its DLC, has 22. Yeah, fewer than DS2. What even is the Welsh anthem? I fucking suck. Oh, it's one of those days. I don't know what those days are, but it's one of them. If you say so. I'm not even going to try reading that. I mean, the Welsh language is something else. Fuck. Dude, I need to practice shit. Who would have guessed that not playing a video game for a week and then trying to no-hit it would be difficult? Who would have guessed? Oh yeah, you definitely do this, Hitless. I have full confidence. Dude, it is just not going well. Today is just not doing great. The go to FromSoft. That is definitely a claim. I believe you, I believe you. Definitely got the skills. Be the bloody Soul Duplication DS1 Platinum. Very high praise there. Oh yeah, you platinum DS2 for me because I'm not spending 10 hours farming shit. I also keep in mind that I spent an entire evening invading someone in Dark Souls 3 so that they could kill me for one item to get their platinum. So I am not doing that the other way round. Yeah, I know you offered. I'm not saying you didn't, but... So I spent an entire evening doing that for one person. I'm not, like, doing it again. I mean, yeah, that's the lucky thing about you being on PlayStation. That I could do that on PlayStation, then have something else open on my PC. Because trying to have two games open at the same time on my PC probably would have killed it. Oh, don't get me wrong. If you asked again, I absolutely would not. I absolutely would not. You can definitely do the DS2 Platinum by yourself. It's not as bad as the S3, but... Dude, why is this guy aggroing now? The whole point of me taking this route is he doesn't aggro. The DS2 Platinum is... Well, there's a bit of farming in it, and it takes a while to set up, but... So it's nowhere near DS3 levels. I'm gonna be honest, that's... I think Steam sometimes does it, but not every game. Like in PlayStation, I'm pretty sure every game will have a Platinum trophy for getting all the others. But not all, like, games do on Steam. Which is just... I find it really annoying that you can get, like, every trophy, but there's no, like, one thing to say you got them all. So I kind of like having just that one thing to confirm it. Yeah, I always do like every single trophy except for the farming and do that at the very end. Actually, I think in DS2 that wasn't quite the case. I think in DS2 I needed to go into New Game Plus 2 to do something. So I did all the farming in New Game Plus and then just, when that was done, just quickly ran through like half of New Game Plus 2 to get to where I needed to. To then like get the last thing I needed. But generally speaking, the farming trophies are like the last thing I have. I mean, the spells are very easy to come back to. Like, what I would suggest, have you heard of, or do you have any bonfire ascetics? It's like a consumable. Because they help out a ton with buying stuff. It's called like a bonfire ascetic, bonfire ascetic, something like that. But what it basically does is you use it at a bonfire and it increases the new game of that area. So if you use it on a bonfire in new game, that entire area around that bonfire goes into New Game Plus. But basically, it respawns bosses as well. So the best thing to do to like farm souls is to wait until you get to the late game, find like a late game boss that you find really easy, and just use them all on that late game boss and get a ton of money. So I think I did that. So my like New Game Plus 2 character is like level 300 or like 200, high 200s. Because I just farmed like this one super easy late game boss. I mean, it'll and my throat just fucking died. Holy. It also helps with trying out a ton of like different weapons and stuff because you can just buy all the upgrade materials. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my throat there. Holy fuck. No, you're nowhere close to the boss that I used. Like, you're not even halfway through the game. Because, like, you know how your goal is, like... At the moment, your goal is to get the 4 Great Souls or whatever they're called. You know, like, your goal at the moment is to get the 4 whatever soul things they're called. But unlike... say Dark Souls 3, where the entire game is get those 4 souls. In DS2, that's just like the first half of it. It's kind of like how in DS1, like the first half of the game is get the Lord Vessel, and the second half of the game is get the 4 souls. You know, it's like DS2, the first half of the game is get the 4 souls, and then there's more stuff after that. It's not just the entire game like DS3. But basically, I would just hold on to any of the bonfire things you have until you get to like the end of the game. And then you can just pick one late game boss that you find easy and just constantly farm it over and over again for a ton of money. Because the boss that I farmed, I think you get like... I think I was getting like 280k per kill. And it took a couple of minutes to farm each time. Yeah, so when you use the bonfire aesthetic, it resets the area and puts it into New Game Plus, or like the next New Game cycle, and respawns the boss. So you basically just kill the boss, use it at like the bonfire for that boss, and then kill the boss again, use it, kill the boss again. And you can do it an unlimited amount of times. Or, well, you can do it for as many of the items that you have. If you've already used one, you should be able to check where. Because if you go into like the warp menu, I'm pretty sure it should say something like bonfire level. Like under every bonfire, I think it will say bonfire level. And so at New Game, they should all be level 1. But then if any of them are like level 2 or higher, then it means you've used the item and put them into New Game Plus. I mean, that summon might just be there, though. Like, when it goes into New Game Plus, like, fog walls and everything get put back up. So if you were, like, stood outside of the boss arena, but there was no fog wall there, then it wasn't in New Game Plus. Like, you'll definitely know if it is. Because some summons will be there as part of NPC quest lines. Because DS2 is different where summons actually matter. Like in DS1 and 3, and like Elden Ring as well and things, you can do NPC quest lines without summoning at all. But in DS2, you actually need to summon NPCs as part of their quest line. So some NPCs are like, they'll give you an item if you've summoned them for like 3 bosses or something. I think shortcuts go back, but I'm not certain. But say, if you just check what the bonfire level is, if it's anything other than 1, then it's been put into New Game Plus at some point. I think NPC summons in Bloodborne are actually not Bloodborne. In DS2 are actually pretty decent. In Bloodborne, they are absolute dog shit. Genichiro was kind. Yeah, there was basically a summon for every boss. Yeah, Pashua shows up like everywhere. Because there's a place he shows up in the Forest of Fallen Giants. And if you actually beat him there, I don't think it shows up for the boss fight. And I think you can just like walk straight through. But yeah, it shows up everywhere. I definitely didn't beat Pursuer in all of its locations. So I think there's like 8 locations or something that Pursuer can show up. Or maybe like 7 or something, but like, there's a lot of places. What am I doing? Yeah, Pursuer shows up fucking everywhere. Okay. Let's try and not get hit by this fucking dog again. Let's not run into the wall. Okay, hello dogs, please don't hit me. Yeah, it seems that last time I was just being a bit dumb. Can I actually get a run to Senpo? On like our 7th run today or something? Yes, I can. I do like watch YouTube on PS5, Marina. I don't think I've ever tried doing that. I don't think I've ever tried doing that. I guess for me, I just do it on PC because it's easier. Yeah, you haven't used one. Yeah. I say if you just like save them all up and then find a late game boss and you can just farm like a few million souls. Okay, Armored Warrior, please don't be incredibly dumb. Oh, also this guy. I forgot I got hit by this guy like last time I did runs. Okay, I didn't that time though. I mean, I guess, yeah, the TV you can just kind of look at wherever. Okay, Armored Warrior behaved. Pint of Guinness watching Wales get twatted in the rugby. Sounds like a plan. Definitely sounds like a Saturday. So I have like 2 friends that are really into rugby, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, let's go and like watch it or come over and watch rugby," and I'm like, I don't like it, and B, I don't even understand it, you know. So I haven't got a clue what's going on. It's just whatever, I guess. I mean, I know enough to know that 10-0 is bad, but that's about it. I mean, 10-0 in rugby isn't as bad as 10-0 in football. So it's not as bad as that, but it's still bad. I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't really seem to interest me that much. Not really sure why, but you know, the times I have seen it, I've just not enjoyed watching it and probably turned it off pretty quickly. Bro, what are you doing? Okay, Monkey tried being a bit troll. Looking at the PlayStation Store. I mean, hey, if there's any like online stuff you want to do at some point in the next month, I am down for it, because I forgot to cancel my PS Plus subscription. So I have it for another month. So if there's anything that you want to do that actually use it, any more co-op or anything, make sure you put in the request in the next month. But I cancelled it before because I never use it. Or I very rarely use it, I should say. And then I got it again and then used it more but forgot to cancel it. Yeah, so I guess I have another month of PS Plus. I mean, it is pretty useful, but just not for the stuff that I play. Like, for the stuff that I like to play, they very rarely use, like, that sort of online. Oh, you just bought Bloodborne. What the fuck? You're gonna finish DS2 first? Or is it, like, on sale? I mean, yeah, it is really cheap to get. Even when not on sale, it's still pretty cheap, so... Yeah, finish DS2. Because, I mean, Bloodborne is... It's more similar to Souls than Sekiro is, but it's still a bit different. Like, it is still, like, a different kind of play style. Okay, there's Gunfort. See, I think I started playing DS2, like when I did my first playthrough, I think I started and then stopped and went and played like Sekiro or something, and then came back and played DS2. I own Neo. I own the game. I have it on PlayStation, and I think I've played it for about 45 minutes. So, no, I haven't really played Neo. I mean, something that I do kind of want to try. Because I remember that I started playing through like the tutorial. Like, I played the tutorial, And then I don't know what like stopped me playing. I think I just like felt like playing other stuff. Like, it's not like I didn't enjoy the tutorial or anything and gave up. I guess I just haven't felt like playing it again. I do actually want to at some point. Okay, got the spot dodge. Grand Blue Fantasy, no. Haven't got a clue what that is. So I think I'm going to be honest, like my game knowledge of a very specific series or like very specific games is very good. But just sort of like games in general, I'm pretty bad at. Or just like recognizing games like, have I heard of X game? Most of the time, no. Especially if it's not like a AAA thing, I probably just haven't heard of it. I mean, yeah, sometimes like some of the sort of random games that show up on the PS Store are actually quite good, or like look really interesting. Like, can be a bit hit or miss at times, but I say I'm not really one to just kind of like buy games on a whim. Like, I very rarely just kind of see a game and go like, oh yeah, I want that and buy it. Like, I'll add it to a... If it's on Steam, then I'll put it like on my Steam wishlist quite a lot. But I very rarely just like see something and buy it. So I have got the new Armored Core, like Armored Core 6, but I've only done like the first chapter of it. Like, for whatever reason, I just haven't felt like playing it. Like, again, the one chapter I did was really good, but I just haven't felt like playing it for some reason. But there are a lot of games that I'm like in a first playthrough of that I enjoy playing and want to play the rest of, but just haven't for whatever reason. I think like Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and Engage. I think like Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze. Like, there's quite a lot of games that I enjoy and just haven't finished for whatever reason. From what I'm aware of, Armored Core is like more of a sort of mech game. Like, basically build a mech and do like missions. You know, it's not like open world like most FromSoft games are. It's like mission-based sort of mech shooting combat stuff. I mean, the newest one definitely has Souls elements because, you know, FromSoft spent the last like 10, 15 years making Souls games, so the new one has some Souls elements, but it's not like super similar. It's like three houses I'm probably like 3/4 of the way through. Engage, I think I'm still in the first half. Like, I can't really remember how far I got to. But like the stuff I have played I enjoyed. I don't know, I just never feel like playing them for whatever reason. I'm definitely enjoyed Three Houses more than Engage. I think Engage is still pretty good. And I do think Three Houses is a really good game. Well, that was a bit close. Bro, stop screaming. Let me do more than like one attack at a time. Okay, there we go. I mean, generally speaking, like, I always get physical if I can. Because normally they're cheaper, and also I just... You know, I like, you know, looking at the cases and actually having something physical to look at, like, on a shelf. But also, you know, generally physical copies of things are cheaper. So I've only played parts of Three Houses and Engage. I haven't played any of the other Fire Emblems. Right, I get these up here. Okay, on to the next boss. Like, another series that I like really want to play but haven't yet is Metal Gear Solid. Like, I've played Metal Gear Rising, the absolute incredible meme game, but I've never tried any of the actual, like, proper Metal Gear games. Haven't played Ghost of Tsushima either. I don't know, for some reason that one, it's not just a case if I haven't played it, I looked at it and actually don't think I would like it very much for some reason. I don't know why, but... I don't really think I could put a reason on it, it just, I don't know, didn't look super interesting to me. Okay, Owl really bloody behaved there, holy fuck. Okay, I don't know how this has happened today with how shit I've been playing and with how shit runs were earlier, but we're going to Fountainhead. Not sure how I've somehow ended up going to Fountainhead today. It means the goat is up next. Good old True Monk. But seriously, how have I ended up in this position? Wait, how many emblems do I get for Monk? 3, 6, 9. Okay. I'm trying to remember what skill I get here. I think Vault Over. Now, a whale's just losing, like, even worse than they were. That can't be good. Yeah, sometimes those things just happen. 20-0, yikes. That is a performance. Who are they playing? I'm assuming it's either France or Italy. Because I guess that if it were like Scotland, England, or Ireland, it would be a bit more. And I kind of expect you to be a bit more, not necessarily feisty about it, but you know, because it would be like a, I guess, quote unquote, local thing. Okay, more dialogue. My favourite part of Sekiro. It seems so odd to me that there's just this entire like section of dialogue that you have to do in one go. Instead of like spreading it out, you can just sort of do the entire quest in just one go. Are France favourites then? Or do you just not like them for whatever reason? Okay, also I don't care about the gourd. We're like France favourites for the entire tournament. I did get the other bell right. Yeah. Just checking in case. Because if I go and kill Dragon without the bell, then run is over. So I definitely wouldn't remember to go and pick it up. Okay, finally, after the 5 minutes of dialogue, we can go to Fountainhead. Time for my favourite boss. What the fuck was that? Okay, don't jump too late this time. Okay. We didn't throw to True Monk. Yeah, that was actually really fucking sketchy. I'm gonna be honest, that was not very clean. Especially that first phase. That was, the first phase was definitely something. I mean, the third phase is honestly pretty fine. It just did some weird attacks. But yeah, the first phase I was not too keen on. Right, so I now get suppress sound. And then the last skill points can just go into emblems. Because I now have every, like, mobility or, like, extra thing that I need. So now it just goes into emblems. Just kind of like backup for Lady Butterfly. Yeah. Those days do happen. And there's nothing you can really do than cry about it. Just have to take a break to have a quick cry, yeah. Sometimes it happens. I mean, you should have just been from a better country. You know, like, obviously, just... You should have just been born in a country that was better at rugby. Easy solution. Can't believe you didn't think about that. Oh no, has it reached that point? Has it reached the point where you stop watching it and then at some point you're just going to like check the news just to see what the score was? Like long after the game's finished, you're just like, when you can finally stomach checking the news and checking the score, it's just like, yeah. I've done that sometimes, where I just have to stop watching something, then a couple hours later I'll just like, you know, I can find out now, what was it? How bad did it go? I've had to do that with cricket or football a couple of times, where I just stop watching it and then, say, an hour or two later, just, yeah, okay, what's the final score? Just put me out of my misery, just see what it was. Bro, I hate my life. I didn't think I had time to do an extra dash. Turns out I did have time to do an extra dash. Fucking Fountainhead. Because the fish had already noticed me, so I didn't think I had time to dash again before it attacked. But then because I didn't dash again, I was still, like... Because I didn't dash again, I was still inside that little, like, building part. So I couldn't dodge off to the side. Oops. And in perfect Hitless tradition, that's the first time I've got hit there in a very, very long time. I mean, in fairness, the fact I've basically got to Dragon after not playing the game for a week is pretty good, yeah. Like, that is pretty good. But still, I would rather have gotten past this part without getting hit. Because, you know, it's still like a dumb hit. Even though I haven't played the game for a week, I would be fine if the hit was on like Lady Butterfly or something. Not on just a random fish. I say, if I had reached Hirata, I think I would have been okay. Because also, this wasn't like a proper run for me. Like, normally by the time I get into Fountainhead, that's when I start, like... Or, like, when I beat Ape or Owl, it's when I start feeling a bit nervous. But this one I didn't. Like, this one, instead of, like, focusing on it, I've just kind of been playing the game, and then it's like, oh, I'm in Fountainhead. You know, I haven't been, like, full focus on it. Which... I guess it's a bad thing because I probably should have been focusing on it once I was in Fountainhead, but it also meant that because I kind of zoned out from the run, I wasn't as like stressed about it once I reached Fountainhead. Like, I genuinely think that if I'd been only focusing on the run, then I would have got hit by that True Monk. Because I would have started getting stressed once I made it into this area. But I kind of just played it as I would, like, in practice or something, and not really worrying about it, and it went fine. Yeah, Divine Dragon is probably the second easiest main boss. The only easier one being Screen Monkeys. I mean, it's a really cool fight first playthrough. Like, first playthrough, this fight is really cool. But after that, it's basically just an auto-scroller. And you're just waiting around for your chance to hit. I mean, Noble isn't like a major boss. Like, it's a mini boss, but it's not a like proper boss. But like, as far as like main story bosses go, Dragon is second easiest. Noble is the true main boss. The mainest boss in the game. Yeah, Dragon basically just becomes like dodge some obstacles. Well, we're not going to Hirata Hitless. But we're still doing pretty well. We're still doing pretty well. Yeah, could have been on Hitless here, but I don't trust myself to press circle. So we got hit. I would say I wasn't really expecting to get past like Ape today. Or especially even after how the start of the day went, I was barely expecting to get past Genichiro. So this has still been pretty damn good. Do I like getting hit in hitless runs? It's not ideal. I'll say that much. It's definitely not ideal. Where am I going? If I had the option to, I would rather not. Okay, yeah, honest mistake. I can definitely see why you would think I like getting hit from runs like this. So yeah, honest mistake. Perfectly acceptable. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, ideally all this shit doesn't happen. At least we get fun jump. Poop. Poop. Imagine if this jump actually had like enemies chasing you and you had to get it like first try, otherwise you would need to fight them. That would be so horrendous. Luckily that's not the case. Yeah, I would be done for if that were the case. Although it's very lucky that none of the enemies notice you. Hello, let me up. How are Wales doing though? Let's go back to that. Let's not talk about Scotland, let's talk about Wales. I think that's the far more interesting topic. Oh dear. I'm sure I could find their score. Don't change the subject. Hey, if you want to be a prick, I can be a prick too. So... we can do this all day. We can keep going. Indeed win? Sure. Sure. Of course you would. I mean, yeah, you can just win any argument by mentioning True Monk. So I guess you do kind of have an advantage there. And the other time I was hit by True Monk. Yeah. All those times I got hit by Monk. I mean, I've only taken my first hit to Monk twice, but that's still 2 more times than I would have liked to. Especially for a boss like Monk. I mean, getting sniped in the first section happens. Like, even in, like, speedruns and things, like, that happens. And that's not necessarily me, like, being bad. It just kind of happens sometimes. Like, there is a stealth way you're supposed to go, but I always just run straight through the middle. And, like, it happens rarely enough that I don't really care about the occasional hit there. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of random things that I've messed up. Okay, I hate to be that guy, but you celebrating a try now that Wales are only 27-5 down. Is that what you're celebrating? Or is it not even that good? Have Wales actually scored yet? Because to me it sounds like they're not doing very well. To me it sounds like Wales aren't doing very well. But, you know, that's just my opinion after looking at the score. I mean, come back, anyone? I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, yeah, I have this thing called my phone that I just use to check the score. So yeah, you could say I'm keeping tabs on the game. Fuck. Well, at least we don't need to talk about the fish shit anymore. That's the one attack I cannot deal with from the drunkards. That bloody foot stomp. I cannot deal with that one attack. That one attack I do not know how to deal with. Every other attack that Drunkard has, I am fine. That one attack, even in practice, I do not have a clue. Fuck's sake. Well, I guess this one's dead. So I can't even finish the run because I don't have a Gatchin anymore. So I can't do the strat. Oh dear. Five hits. The same number of points whales have. Just in case you're wondering. Oh, I'm such a fucking dick. Yeah, I'd call that one an equal trade. Okay, let me load up a save file so that I can actually finish the run. Like, let's just do a quick Owl and Sword Saint. Let me just do an Owl and Sword Saint quickly. Just so that we can actually finish a run. I'll say finish a run. Technically I didn't even beat Drunkards, but whatever. I mean, for not playing this game for a week, in all honesty, this run went pretty well. I expected it to, especially with how the first like hour of the day went. And so it's always Drunkards. I either get hit by Lady Butterfly or hit by Drunkards. Like, there's no in between, or there's no, like, neither of them. It's always one of them. So I know how to fight bosses this game. I just need to not screw it up. Let's just do a sword saint quickly. The comeback is on. Oh yeah. Time for sword saint. I mean, honestly, if this is how well runs go after a week of not playing Sekiro, that's already making me feel quite confident about next week. I just fucking got hit by Genichiro. Okay, I take back what I said. Yeah, I take back what I said. Whoops. Wales only started playing better when I started taking the piss out of them. Is that how this is going? That's how this works, yeah? Oh my god, I suck. Okay, well thank fuck we got hit by Drunkard and the Fish, because I was going to lose her onto Sword Saint. This is the worst Sword Saint I've done in a long time. I thought I would have killed. You know what, fuck you. Oh well. Seems that Drunkard is still an absolute piece of shit. If I actually just jinx Scotland, oh no. Oh no. That can't be good. What am I looking for? Actually, I'm pretty sure I need a second file for this. Oh no, it's that one. Let's just do a quick demon for the sake of it. Oh, you do that 3 times. Okay, let's not do a quick demon. Okay, I kind of got destroyed. Oops. Maybe that still hit. I forgot he can do that. Okay, maybe demon's actually kind of difficult. What? Maybe demon is actually kind of difficult. Whoops. How about Inner Father? I can't remember what is different about this fight other than the Mistwave and stuff. Fuck. Yeah, that stuff. Oh, we can do that as well. Yeah, I haven't fought this boss in ages. I have not fought this dude in a long time. And I'm so glad that this is not the version of Father Owl that you need to fight for the ending. Because this dude is way more difficult. Have I actually just caused Scotland to lose? God fucking damn it. $19.27, old boy. Okay, so I know how to fight inner Ishin still. But I guess I just suck at inner father. Well, it is 6:15. I am going to be done then. I was just prattling about for the last 10 minutes. We'll be back Tuesday. Hopefully more practiced. And hopefully next week I will actually get the run. Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday for more of this. Hopefully finally getting the run. So yeah, until then, I will see you guys all later. So thank you for stopping by. Hopefully see you Tuesday. Hopefully we play better than this. So take care all.